What up, spam fam? Hello, 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 hello. No dramatics today. I need to give everyone a heads up. The creativity in this one, oof. It's lacking. Even the intro is lacking. When I was recording this, I had creativity constipation. I was just lacking creativity. I just couldn't do it. So I'm just going to have a look at this. When you need inspiration, great things come from outside your comfort zone. So, because I have creativity constipation, we are going to create some doodles and just do a relaxing episode of sorts. I have no explanation. I just had a day where I was like, nothing good was coming from my mind. So I thought I'd do an easy one and attempt something I saw. So this is watercolour, and someone just used like the jar or like a glass to stain the water. Oh lord. Stain the paper, and then did like patterns. So I've let that dry. This is what we got. It's not the look I was going for, but whatever. So the idea is to just basically fill it with patterns and doodles and just let my mind be free of creating something awesome, because sometimes I do get, I don't know whether camera shy is the right word, but creating these YouTube videos, sometimes I get pressure. My mind is like, oh my god, you're gonna release this video and it's gonna be rubbish and all this bullying that my mind does. So I was kind of having this day today. So bear with me on this one. Basically doing this whole page in patterns and doodles. But all my pens are disappointing me. And I really don't want to use my, what's it called, a micron? Macaroon? At least to make myself laugh, eh? But I had no choice because the biro wasn't working to the way that I wanted. My permanent marker was running out, and to use my calligraphy pen that I got from a school box, it comes out like a dark grey. You have to go over it twice, which I was like, I'm doing A4 bit of paper, so I am sacrificing my liner here, but this got tedious. It's got very tedious doing this one, but I'm gonna stick with it because I just need to free my mind a little bit, and just doodling these, although frustrating and repetitive, it is freeing my mind and just letting me relax just a smidge. painful to watch. I'm sorry. Oh, please don't unsubscribe. The funny thing is about this prompt, I had plans for Doodles, so I might go back to it and go over it sometime in the future. But this is a Create This Book episode, and the Create This Book itself has a lot more prompts in it than Create This Book 2. So this could be one that I go back to, because it's not that I hate this piece, it's just it's not necessarily outside my comfort zone either. It's just not my cup of tea, not my forte. Like Zen Doodles, Zen Tangle, what are they called? I don't know. It's just not my thing. But like I said, I just wanted something simple. Some simple prompts where I didn't have to come up with either a massive project or I was just creatively constipated. It's a form of art block, but it's just I have ideas, they're just not very good at this point. That's the constipation side. I know I'm capable, but my mind is saying no today. Yeah, this is where I realised that I've done all that extra work when I'm going to cut that end off. So now I'm going to go in and fill all these circles. Just not with the little bubbly things in the background. Different patterns in each sections. As if you remember, I put some lines across to make sections. I don't know what those shapes are. I don't know whether it was meant to be a flower or what, but I just let my hand go. Do your thing. This is an episode where my hand was in control, not my mind. I'm leaving some blocks just white. I don't want too much going on. Like a machine then. There. Done. What is it? I have no idea and no explanation. There you go. The only thing that'll change is the colour, I think. It doesn't... like, it needs to pop a little bit more. It is what it is. Let's not talk about it and move on. The next one, the creativity comes a little bit more. A little bit more, not a lot. So this one is create a physical collection. I'm like, I'm not sticking anything else in this book apart from paper. It's getting thick. So it says collect either buttons, feathers, string, or wrappers, I think it was. So I chose to draw a buttload of buttons. See, making myself laugh again. So I'm going to draw a collection of buttons. I don't have feathers lying around, I don't have buttons lying around, and I don't have string. I'm not really a crafter. I will do the odd thing here and there, but I'm not really a crafter. So these things aren't coming like just, oh, I have some there. I'd have to order them. And I don't have the patience for that. So I am drawing a collection of buttons. And somebody knocked my jar of buttons over. So that's the idea behind this. It's a jar of buttons that has been knocked over. Again, it's a little bit more creative. However, is it a 10 on the creativity scale? No. It's more like a 2. Ooh, a jar of buttons. Woohoo. But I could have just drawn buttons all over the page. That's why it's not a 1. Yes, technically there is buttons all over the page, but you know what I mean. I could have done like an aesthetic with just 20 buttons all over the page. But I made them in a big pile. Okay, maybe it's a 1.5. But the question remains, who could have knocked over my buttons? My collection of buttons. You'll have to let me know who you think it was. There are some obvious culprits. I mean, Ty could have knocked them over. Ace could have been at it. Oh, the 3 blind mice. I don't know. I worry about myself sometimes. But this was a very tedious episode. Repetitive. If I said that already. I might not have the creativity, but I got the comedy skills, right? Buttons, buttons everywhere. If you have this book, what did you do for this one? Let me know down below. Send me a photo on Instagram or something, because I didn't know what to do. Ta-da! That was painful. And now I've got to go around and do all the teeny tiny little buttons. However, I won't put you through that hell. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that took time as well. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with alcohol markers and lay down a base colour. And then go in with my colouring pencils and add shading to give it depth. I figured this would be the easiest way to do it because the laying down the colour with the alcohol markers was easy, just picking out where spreading out the colours. I'm not doing the jar yet, as in like the buttons in the jar, because obviously they're going to be a different colour. They wouldn't be as saturated as these ones. But yeah, just going through the rainbow colours, and then I have some browns and blacks and greys and blues, or cool greys, to add a little bit more in there than just rainbow colours. But I'm so glad I did this approach, because I feel like I still would have been doing this prompt if I just used colouring pencils and every single button. I did think about doing weird shaped buttons and things like that, but the details would have been lost in the pile, so that's why I just went with round buttons. But there's 2-hole buttons, 4-hole buttons. I don't know. I'm not a button expert. So, laying down this base colour didn't take very long at all. I've gone through all the colours. I'm just filling in some little gaps. Filling in the holes. Like the button holes. To make them look 3D-ish. You get it. You can see the process now. Ta-da! See, we're layering it. We're building it. And now I'm gonna go through and colour the shading for each button. One colour at a time, because switching pencils were just gonna drive me insane. See, the different shading gives it a little bit of depth and some light reflecting on it. And now we're going to do the ones in a jar. We're going to do the jar first. So obviously the buttons in the jar would be not necessarily a lighter colour, but they're behind the glass, so they're going to be pale. I really like it. I'm just going to add some shade into the bottom, but we're done. Ta-da! There are my buttons. Buttons, buttons everywhere. Oi. Repetitive. Oh, I said that already. I don't know what's wrong with me. So we got this one, which I don't know what it is, and then a bunch of buttons. I prefer this one, obviously. Don't know what the other one is. I don't even know what this one is, but at least I know it's buttons. Anyway, I apologise about this video. Please don't hate me for it. But I am still going to ask you to like and subscribe. The cheek of me. I promise I'll be better next week. I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed my repetitiveness. And I will see you in the next one. Hopefully, unless you hate me. Bye!